Okay, Fiddle 2, let's talk about the essential skills. Watching this video will help you ace this part of the Alleghany JAM, okay? The first essential skill for Fiddle 2 that I think is good to know is how to tune your fiddle independently, okay? And I have a whole video on Alleghany JAM about how to tune your fiddle by yourself. Long story short is you want to get some type of tuning device to help you. So that could be an electronic tuner such as a snark, which is a personal favorite of mine, or you could get a tuning fork, which people still use, or you could get an app on a device like a smartphone or a pad, tab, something like that. You know, get one of those devices to help you. That'll make life a lot easier when it comes to tuning your fiddle by yourself. Alright, so another skill that I look for in fiddle too is for you to be able as a fiddle player to play more than one note on one bow. Alright, and you call that a slur. So an example of that would be this, which would be two notes on one bow, so that would be a two-note slur, like that. And also there are three-note slurs. Okay. Being able to do that takes a lot of coordination between your left and right hand. So those are good exercises. Something else that's good is I would like to see you demonstrate your knowledge of rhythm by being able to chop in time. Okay? So if there's a lead player there, for instance, and you're as a class, I'd like to see you be able to chop for that player and be in time with that player. So I'll give you an example. I'm going to whistle as a lead player and then chop for me. Okay? So here we go. Okay? So that was more or less in time, alright? And I was just backing myself up and use that same thing to do to back up a player, and that'll demonstrate your handle of rhythm, which I think is super key at this stage. Be able to play at least 4 tunes through pretty well, okay? And I know a lot of people are able to do that, but a lot of people can't memorize 4 tunes, okay, or they can't remember them all. And so I would like to see you be able to play 4 tunes from memory, because that would be great, and that would really build your repertoire of tunes and build a whole vocabulary for you. So come prepared to try to play 4 tunes through. Okay. What else? Okay. When we get to the stage of fiddle 2, you want to be able to start moving into the music theory realm a little bit. So music theory is when you think about things rather than just play them. Okay, so somebody can know how to play a chord or how to play all kinds of notes and not know what they're named or what what patterns they are or something. So the patterns and the names of the notes, what those are, and demonstrating understanding of those, that would mean that you would demonstrate a theory knowledge of that stuff. In fact, there are people who know a ton of music theory, or music theory nerds, but don't know how to play the stuff. So those are the opposite kind of people from the ones I described before. But anyhow, yeah, a basic music theory thing that I think is good for Fiddle 2 students to know is how a 1-4-5 chord progression works. And the reason I would single out a 1-4-5 chord progression is because it's one of the most common chord progressions, not just in old time music, but also in all kinds of music. Okay, and so many kinds of music. It's a very popular chord progression. So I'll briefly demonstrate how you can find a 1-4-5 chord progression in any key. So let's say I'm in the key of D. Okay. So the one chord in the key of D would be just D. Alright? And then going up the scale 4 degrees. So 1 with my D, 2 my first finger, 3 my second finger, 4. The fourth scale degree is my third finger on the D, which is a G note. So the 4 chord in the key of D major would be G, alright? And then the 5 chord would be 1 up from the 4, which was G, so this would be A. Okay, the 5 chord is A. A cool trick that you can do to learn any 5 chord on the fiddle is to, when you play one note on a certain string, so let's say I played my A here, and I wanted to find the 5 chord of A, all you have to do is go 1 string up. And what I mean by up is up in pitch. In other words, the string to the right, okay? So the string to the right of A is E. So that would be the 5 chord of A. And so you can do that all over the map of this fiddle. So for instance, if I wanted to find the 5 chord of B major, I just find my B note here and then take it a string over, and that would be my F sharp, and that would be the 5 chord of B. So that's a cool trick to find any 5 chord. Anyhow, back to our 1-4-5. D, G, and A. That's my 1-4-5 chord progression in D. So understanding how a 1-4-5 chord works, or 1-4-5 chord progression works, is a good essential skill for Fiddle 2 to know. Other things that I think are good is to be able to name 4 prominent fiddle players in fiddle history. You know, so also not just you know, in the past, but if you can name somebody making the mark on the fiddle scene from today as well, that counts. Because if you're studying fiddle playing and you're serious about it, then it's good to know who's out there already doing it right and who's doing it well. Being able to evaluate works, you know, evaluate your own playing, evaluate performances. That's a good skill to do as well, and something that you've probably been doing in class. So also participating in class rehearsals and the performances is a big deal. And yeah, I think that about covers it.